been a long time since I've had a choice. Let me live with that for a moment. We can take this way back to the cabin. I can help with the vines.
Aim using aim button at the heavy vines, plus press companion action button to ask Freya to hit.
Now embed your blades into the glowing
Press secondary
vines and
weapon
light
button
it.
to equip the... Aim using aim button plus hold heavy attack button to ignite brambles.
Your brother seemed open to your return.
Oh, I'm sure he'd love nothing more than for everything to go back to how it was, leaving the responsibilities of leadership to me.
Shoot sigil arrows at burning or frosted enemies with companion action button to trigger elemental explosions.
Behind him! Watch out! Wanna have your sword done? Behind you, Kratos!
Send Odin my regards.
You use your anger effectively.
Well, you learn to use what you have. It's not as though I want to be angry with Freyr. He's my brother. He was the most important person in the world to me for half my life. These plants are the same as those we saw earlier. Frost should make quick work of their poison.
Use sigil arrows on objects to extend the duration of frost effects. You can remove active sigils by holding aim button and pressing interact button.
Watch out, those are wisps. Powerful manifestations of runic magic. They're impervious to physical attacks. My arrows can disrupt their protection Could I ever think of this place as home again? After all that's happened. Skull and Hati are in Vanaheim?
We learned the giants rescued them from Odin and brought them here.
And look. The sunlight wakes the sleeping roots. See how they stretch to welcome the sun? Beautiful, no? A far cry from the sheets of Midgard snow I've grown accustomed to. The Eastern Migration. It's just as I remember it. At least the whole realm hasn't fallen to predators and occupiers. I guess there's still something to be fought for here. Something to defend even after so much damage has been done. Maybe that goes for Freyr, too. You won't be able to damage it without destroying the mother. It's a large bulbous thing. You can't miss it.
Use sigil arrows, companion action button, to hex enemies and disable either
My
your
signals
shields.
can break through their shields!
Hexed enemies are weak to elemental attacks. Try Flame Whiplash or Frost Awaken attacks, signature weapon ability buttons and mod attack button.
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
Next enemies are weak to elemental attacks. Flash or frost awaken attacks. Signature weapon button, then light attack button.
Incoming! Watch your laughing! Left side!
Next enemies are weak to elemental attacks. Try flame with flash or frost awaken attacks. Signature weapon ability button, then light attack button.
This is the last.
Text enemies are weak to elemental attacks. Try flame with flash or frost awaken attacks.
So much has happened since I last saw Freyr. I'm not even sure where to begin.
What do you want from him?
An apology would be a start. I want to forgive him. I'd like to think he's changed. He's all I have left now. Did you ever apologize to Deimos?
It is difficult to seek forgiveness when you feel unworthy.
Now, how to get across?
Chain elements. Use multiple sigils to chain up.
My sigil
Place
arrow
sigils
should be
on
able to
river
carry fire
and
across
brambles.
the river to reach
They
the
are
bramble.
larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected. Place sigils on river objects and brambles. They are larger and broader when connected.
Forgiveness can be powerful, even for the unworthy. My wife Faye taught me that.
Well, be glad you had a spouse to remember fondly.
Likarmer vetrias gardus. Regi feta ero.
Hold companion action button to unleash a poison cloud that tracks enemies.
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
Hold companion action button to unleash a poison cloud that tracks enemies.
They're ethereal! Perhaps my arrows!
All my former spouse taught me was that there's no limit to the depth to which a soul can sink into darkness. Tricked me into marriage to spare my home, and took my home just the same. Scattered my people to the wind. Maybe it's time somebody drew the line. Maybe it's time someone makes Groa's prophecy come true.
I will not wish for war, Freya.
War is a terrible thing, Kratos. But some things are even worse. You know, if Atreus rushes to Ragnarok, you may not be able to stop him.
I will.
And if you fail?
I have prepared him to survive without me, if he must.
Watch for the plants. They like me, but strangers not so much.
I see that.
So what's next for you, if not preparing for war?
I do not know, but I will take no chances with Atreus.
Well, you may want to think fast, unless you want someone to make that choice for you.
Ready?
As I ever will be.
No. It really is you. You returned to us at last.
Yes.
Let's celebrate. You reclaim the throne. We'll rebuild. Me and you against the world. Huh? Just like the old days.
I'm... not staying.
I don't understand. You're here. Maybe together we can take back what's ours.
I only just got back what's mine. I still have work to do.
You've seen what's left of the realm, right? Do we really mean that little to you?
You question my loyalty? Vanaheim turned its back on me.
Oh, you still can't let go of that old fight.
It was my duty to save as many of our people as possible. My responsibility. One you didn't take seriously then, and from the looks of it, one you don't now.
You think this is a game to me?
Yeah.
We lost everything to that maniac you called husband. The man's family set me on fire. How did you expect me to react?
Like my brother! Like the boy that used to have my back no matter what! And who I always supported no matter how selfish his choices. I expected you to come and find me. That no matter how hurt or angry, you wouldn't abandon me when I needed you the most.
Freya, please. I thought you were dead. I've had to live lifetimes with those last awful words I said to you. You have any idea what that's like? Knowing that your own selfishness hurt the person that you cared about the most. abandon you. Oh, Freya. I mourned you. Oh, I've missed you so much.
And I, you, Yngvi. But I won't bind myself to another realm when I finally have my freedom. I'll send help, though. And I will come back. I promise.
This hasn't been your home for a long time, has it? Do what you gotta do.
All right, that's enough. Ain't y'all got nothing better to do than gawking at family sorting squabbles? Come on, you two. Not you. Got a few things to square with y'all. First is you collecting your spare heads. Second is that sigil magic I smell on your bow. Reckon that's an idea I'll steal. How's about I set you up with some sonic mojo? Call it a trade.
Very well.
Third of all, if you ain't staying here, bears mentioning that Sindri and I find ourselves running a flop house for unemployed gods. If you're done freezing your backside off in Midgard, maybe come back with Beardo there. Check up on your old pal Tyr.
That's kind of you, Brock. I may do just that.
Sonic imbued. Freya's bow
All
can now
right,
use both
then.
sonic and
I'll
sigil
meet
arrows.
y'all back at the house. Lesson you want me to fix anything up first.
Well, brother, care to meet our new allies? Or shall we depart?
You suppose that big fella we're traveling with might want to help me with a thing?
Mayhaps. Now and again, he's in the mood.
Good thing we didn't miss this. May I ask, how did a traveler come to follow my brother?
I was broken when he found me. The truth I'd pledged my life to, it was a lie. Lord Freyr put me back together. Real to me.
That's Freyr, the Lord of Second Chances.
He saved me. Gave me a family. A purpose. And I will gladly die for both.
Thank you. He's lucky to have you.
Keep her sharp and she'll keep you alive.
Tell me about the camp dog.
Lord Freyr found her half dead in the jungle. She probably escaped the north of here. We all told him she was beyond saving. But he never gave up. Sense.
She's a sweet girl.
She's pure of heart. Believes in your goodness, even if you don't.
That'll mess some folks up. You make up your mind. And Lady Freya? What are you looking for? No refunds.
Weapons. Screen reader armor. Screen reader is unavailable in this menu. Weapons, armor, skills. Screen reader is unavailable in this menu.
What is it?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time tinkering up and down the river delta. Once Odin's army came to town, I lit out of there faster than a tassel worm with its bottom ablaze. Was so frazzled I accidentally left behind a few irreplaceables.
What? Irreplaceables?
Well, just one, really. An orb. I'd be mighty grateful if you would find it.
What is it?
And if you come across any of my old, beautifully rusted armor pieces, I'll use the scrap to whip up something specially suited just for you.
What is the orb?
Just bring it back here and you'll make me happy as a sunbeam. Oh, and don't forget to keep an eye out for my old armor. I'll fix it up for you, free of charge.
What sort of orb do you imagine we're looking for, brother?
I do not know.
I remember where to look for a gateway. Follow me.
Well, you two seem to be getting on since completing your mission. Dare I hope this alliance has some staying power after all?
It seems to me we share a common enemy. Kratos, you may not accept
Weapons.
that Ragnarok
Weapons, armor, skip map. Screen reader is unavailable in this menu.
is inevitable. But you're smart enough to know Odin is a threat. Whatever comes next, our best chance of surviving it is to work together. Do you agree?
I do.
Then as to Brock's offer, you can imagine staying under the same roof as a couple former enemies? No further temptations towards terrible vengeance?
Not against you. Either of you. You have my word.
Freya joins Kratos. Freya customization. With their alliance seal, combat upgrades, magical abilities. Freya's runic summons provide critical aid in combat, and can armor and accessories. Find and equip different armor to change Freya's look. Freya's skills. View Freya's skills. Armor. Screen reader is unavailable in this menu.
This lock is different from others you might know. You'll need an
Weapons. Screen
on your chisel to use it. Runa. Go ahead. Carve the letter.
Move stick down. Carve a rune into the hidden chamber door.
Suna.
It's an incantation. I'll speak it. Suna.
The elves in Freyr's camp mentioned a gate like this in Alfheim. Kept on about some sacred light elf sanctum out past the barrens.
A trip to Alfheim. Well, we can decide at the gateway.
Sigils stick to most
This boat
objects.
should get us there if we can clear
Rocks,
those vines.
trees, walls,
Remember what to
all
do?
can be used to chain sigils to far targets.
There's a fallen log in the river. It has something on it I don't recognize.
Sigil stick. Freya can select either sonic or sigil arrows. Use companion ammo button to swap arrow types.
Looks like we're down
Clear.
still.
So it's true. Tyr's really alive?
Aye. Not exactly shipshape. He sleeps in a broom closet now. But he's adjusting.
How did you find him?
Largely, that's down to Atreus having figured out how to access the prophecies giants reserved for their own kind. We only learned of it ourselves after Thor and Odin came calling.
To your home? Is it still standing?
Barely. But all the violence was seemingly just a distraction to let Odin have a private word with Atreus.
Odin was alone with your son? Did he tell you what they spoke of?
Yes. He said that Odin invited him to Asgard to help him find his answers.
The answers he's rushing into fate in search of. That's troubling. Well, if you're ready to talk to him, the Mystic Gateway is ahead. If not, I have some unfinished business up this river I could use your help with.
Or we can follow up on that elven sanctum out in Alfheim's desert.
If you want to continue exploring, we'll need to remove that log in the river. Good. We can explore the river now, and hopefully right some old ruins.
What is your unfinished business?
I left something behind, near the falls.
Your wedding site. Now, why do you want to be going back there?
To be free of the bonds of my marriage. And to Asgard.
I think you severed that a long time ago.
Not completely. Not enough.
Guide us. Despite his actions in Midgard, Atreus does still care for you.
I know. I raised a son, too. It may be hard to believe, but he was quite similar to Atreus at this age. He adored his father, always wanted to do right by him, and was constantly frustrated that no matter what he did, he never could seem to make it. He confided in me a lot. Sought the comfort his father withheld. I wonder if your son could benefit from that too.
He has befriended the other dwarf. The Blue One's brother.
Oh. Well, if Sindri has that covered, I suppose there's no need for me in his life anymore, is there?
That is not what I meant.
That was sarcasm.
Freya, there's something I've always wanted to ask. What was it Hrimthur whispered to you?
Who?
Hrimthur, the son of Thormur, the stonemason, who disguised himself and built Asgard's wall.
Oh, yes. One of the many occasions Odin saw fit to involve me in a wager without my consent. I wish I could say that was the worst of his husbandly habits.
What wager?
I've told this story, brother.
And now she may tell her own.
There isn't that much to tell. I knew nothing of it at first, surely because Odin didn't expect to lose the bet.
But enough of that for now.
My people settled this river many ages ago. Thousands traveled it on pilgrimage to the shrine of worship. But then the Aesir came. This is all that's left. Reavers, of course.
Alka! Be careful! Alka!
Shoot sigil arrows at a fire to cause a flame burst, burning nearby vines.
Freya, you were just beginning to tell us the story of Hrimthur, the stonemason's son, and the wager Odin involved you in.
Yes. All right. A mysterious mason had to build the entire wall in 3 turns of the season.
2! It was 2!
And if he was late, he'd be owed nothing. But if he succeeded, he was promised an audience with the queen. Or so I learned one day when Odin burst into our bedchambers, raging and half-drunk before noon, telling me to get dressed and go see what the mason wants. So, off I went, not knowing what had truly been promised or expected. Dagger stashed in my robe for emergency.
And we'll just stop there for now.
Incoming!
Nightmare on the left!
What utter foolishness. My soul cannot rest until they are at rest.
Gunhild.
What is wrong?
I died. And you will help me.
Of course, Gunhild. But to what end?
When the Einherjar...
I understand your desperation, but... that was foolish.
Clearly. I was lucky enough to be murdered before my mind could be corrupted, as theirs did. You must free them.
Of course. Say their magic corrupts so ruthlessly. Those poor souls must be in agony.
Then we shall give them that.
My friends' souls are still twisted, aren't they? Give them the freedom of death.
Waterfalls. We're close. There should be a gate up ahead.
That's quite a gate. Don't suppose you know a way through?
The Pilgrim Gate. I can open it. We just need to find the right vantage point. Astrid's garden. The wilds reclaimed it. It was beautiful once.
Come on, get ready! Another one! Left side! Nasty hit! You alright, brother?
Changing arrow! The Alpha! The Alpha!
The creatures weren't always this ravenous. The ecosystem. Something about it.
is desolation.
Spirit.
Freya, you return.
Astrid, what happened to you? To your garden?
The angry are. My life's work rotted. My monument to your glory reduced to this. I am sorry, my queen.
You need never apologize to me, old friend.
I swore to keep this garden in bloom until you return. To live forever amongst its putrescence. A just punishment.
I will return.
Why?
The earth is a reflection of those who tend it. So long as the land is plagued, her soul will be as well. We have to destroy the totems. They're poisoning Astrid's garden. Life returns to the garden. Good.
Oh, glad to see that still works. An armor piece bearing Lunda's brand. Shame it's broken. Nice bit of work otherwise.
Then why leave it?
You suspicious
When
of
my
her, brother?
garden blooms.
If the orb she seeks is important, she would not have left it behind.
Perhaps.
See that explosive? Setting it off could help.
Maybe you can hit it from a different angle.
Sigil arrows won't work on this. Mimir, I never asked how it felt to lose your head.
What would you have me say? That it tickled?
Merely curious.
If you wish to derive some satisfaction from my pain, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Kratos swung swift and true, didn't you, brother? I felt nary a scratch.
Shame.
Getting back to your story, Freya. You were forced to grant an audience after the building of Asgard's wall, yeah?
That's right. And this mason, this giant in disguise.
His name was Hrimthur.
He just smiled to see me. And as you said, he whispered in my ear. He said the Aesir had killed his father, and he needed to know that one day they'd burn for it. I pointed out I was Aesir now too, technically. He gave me a look, as if he somehow knew better, and continued. He said he'd built in a structural flaw behind the Asgard Realm Tower.
I knew it! How do we make use of it?
Hold. We will finish later.
Midgard. All fine, all fine. Vanaheim. All fine. Midgard, Sindri's house. Midgard, all fine, all fine. Map. Screen reader is unavailable in this menu.
Are we off to find that elven sanctum then, or something else?
We certainly can. Though we do have something else that needs our attention.
Lead the way.
pure Svartalfheim slag? Give it here.
Alfheim. At Alfheim. Vanaheim. Niflheim. Vanaheim. Map. Screen reader is unavailable in this menu. Restart. Load. New game data. Manuals. Saving game data. Manual save.